Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? This is my teaser video for this coming Sunday, May 16th. And the theme for this coming Sunday is the title is actually called Still Waiting. And the theme is endurance. But I want you to think about patience. I tell people you probably don't want to pray for patience because you're not going to like the way God decides to teach it to you. But think about what are you willing to wait for? We live in a society where we want instant satisfaction or instant gratification. We want things quickly. We microwave our meals. We've put drive-throughs for fast food, and I mean it was already fast food, but we want it quicker. How long would you be willing to wait for a package? We're in a society where a package can be there in a day or two. But what if you had to back order something and it was going to take months? Would you still order it? Or would you say, you know what, if it's going to take that long, I don't need it? So when we think about our impatience or lack of patience for willing to wait, I don't know how many of you like to wait in lines or anything like that. I know when people schedule doctor's appointments, everyone tries to get the very first one so they don't have to wait in line because I don't know about you, but I've had appointments and still had to wait 30 or 40 minutes from my appointment time to get seen because things backed up or whatever. So as we think about patience or how long we're willing to wait for something, we're going to look at a promise, an Old Testament promise to Israel, and it's in Ezekiel chapter 28 verses 24 through 26. Ezekiel chapter 28 verses 24 through 26. And this is basically a promise of God promising to his chosen people, the nation of Israel, where they will live in peace, where they won't have to worry about their neighbors and all that. And if you look at Ezekiel when this promise was made, and we look at the world today, we know that the nation of Israel still is not living in peace. They have to worry about the neighbors with missiles and stuff like that. So we know that promise hasn't been fulfilled. Now, part of the promise is also about those being scattered, coming back, and some of that has been fulfilled. But if you look at when the promise was made and the time of today, that promise, it's been about 2,600 years in waiting. How long are we willing to wait? Now we can understand that maybe this promise won't be fulfilled until Jesus returns, but this promise is maybe the same promise we have as Christians of eternity with Jesus, and technically as Christians we are not living at peace in our world anymore. Our religion is being persecuted. It's not the popular thing to be a Christian. A lot of people call us names if you say you believe in Jesus, and if you say Jesus is the only way, boy, that's you're liable to get slammed at from a bunch of different directions. So technically we're not living at peace either when we talk about our faith. So how does that affect your faith journey? In a world in which we see so many people compromising their beliefs just to fit in, or compromising their beliefs to go along with what the world is touting, or the world's standards and not God's standards. Are we willing to continue with our faith journey, our faith walk, knowing it's not the popular call, knowing that we may not have that peace? And if so, how long are you willing to do that struggle? Um, are you willing to do it the rest of the time here on earth? Knowing that Jesus may not return in your lifetime, knowing that Jesus, may be 1,000 years before he returns. We don't know. And that uncertainty really frustrates a lot of people in a world where everybody wants to know. You can just see it with the COVID. Well, how long were these vaccines going to work? Well, they won't know until people have been through the trials an X amount of time. If they've only been in the trials for 6 months, they can only tell you 6 months worth of data. So, but everybody wants to know, hey, well, is it going to be good for a year? Is it good for the rest of my life? Well, you can't have that info, and you just can tell how frustrated people are just trying to wait for answers. So with that type of mentality of where we need to know everything, we need to know it now, everybody can search on their phone and Google or get whatever information they may have a question about. It frustrates knowing that you can't do that with these type of questions. So knowing that God made a promise to his chosen people Israel in Ezekiel, and knowing that it hasn't been completely fulfilled yet, how does that make you feel for other promises God has made, like Jesus will return? And how long are you willing to wait for that promise to be fulfilled? It's a test of patience. It's a test of endurance. How long you're willing to put up with this struggle. There's a lot of things. So a lot of things to ponder. I'm hoping this Sunday my voice is a lot better than last Sunday. As you can tell, I probably sound better than. This is Monday, so I sound better than yesterday. But I'm still congested. But I hope to have that all cleared up by this coming weekend. So see everyone soon, and take care. Bye.